you're always gonna feel misunderstood and invalidated every single time you keep trying to prove yourself to somebody, or you're trying to prove your point. Every time you're like, man, nobody gets me, da 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 da, you're always gonna feel invalidated, because subconsciously you're seeking that validation of understanding, of acceptance through other people. You're seeking other people to you're trying to make sure that everybody is able to take in the capacity that you're at. But you have to understand that everybody is at different levels in life. So think about life as a whole, the human race as a whole, as a garden of flowers. Every single flower is at a different growth stage. Some flowers are super tall, some are just seeds in the dirt. They have no idea what the sunshine feels like. Some flowers are basking in the sunshine, but they aren't as tall as other flowers, What I'm trying to say with that is everybody's at different growth phases, and when you're a tall flower and you're steady trying to get somebody who's a seed in the dirt to understand what the view is like where you are, then they will never be able to grasp that, because they can't fathom what that feels like. You understand? So you're always gonna feel invalidated. And that was just an example. You can apply that and twist it and turn it and flip it, toss it, dice it, rub it down in any kind of way that applies to your life. But that was just an example. If you're new here, I do like to give examples, but in so many words, you have to know who you are and you have to validate yourself. You can't depend on every single person on the planet to understand you, because and that's one thing I used to struggle with. To just be real, that's one thing I used to struggle with. My whole entire life, I was always the one to understand people, and I was always understanding where someone was coming from and why they were being mean or why they were being super duper nice. I was just always able to understand and to decipher what was really going on. But then I realized nobody was that way when it came to me. And then what I'm saying with that is you have to understand that everybody is not you. That's where a lot of us get twisted up and caught up in. We get caught up in our own limiting belief that everybody is us. So and then you might not even think that. You're like, I don't think that, but subconsciously you do. When you start to, it's just how some people like to imagine conversations in their head, or they like to imagine like someone doing something nice for them, and it's like, I would have never done that to you, I would have never did you like that, da, 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 da. You have to understand that you are projecting onto them. You are projecting your beliefs, you are projecting who you are, and trying to shove yourself into somebody else's body. If that makes any sense, you can't do that. You have to allow people to be who they are. Allow people to, in so many words, take in what somebody is showing you. Even though if you're like me and you have the strong gift of discernment and intuition, where you can tell somebody is wearing a facade, if somebody's being a bully, but deep down inside you can tell they're hurting, you can tell they need to heal, you can tell that they're genuinely a nice person. But just like a computer with messed up programming, if the computer is meant to do wonderful things but the programming is messed up, it's only going to display wrong information. You understand what I'm saying with that? It's like, if you're a good person but you've got these open wounds, you're only going to be able to spew out negativity until you start to close those wounds. Because I was like that. I clearly am a great person. I have a good heart. My heart has always been pure. However, my mind needed the reprogramming to match up with my heart. So it was times where obviously I was a good person, and I used to try and prove so hard that I was a good person, even though I was so sad on the inside, even though I was in need of healing and reprogramming. I knew I was a good person, but every now and again I would slip on my own wounds. Okay, we could see the wounds as banana peels on the floor. Every time I turn around, I'm slipping on my own wounds, and then I'm saying all types of things that I don't mean because I slipped on my own wound. I slipped on my own blood spewing from my wound. You understand what I mean? But you cannot force yourself down somebody else's throat. You understand? Allow people to come to you as they are. You cannot be trying to change somebody. That's another lesson I had to learn in life. You genuinely ask somebody who just wants to. Every single time I saw that I was trying to change somebody, when I look back, when I was trying to change somebody, I thought I said chain, but I meant changed. Anyways, every time I look back, I realized my intentions were pure. My intentions were really pure. But I had to understand that there's nothing I can do about that, because like I said, I've been saying this since the duration of my channel, y'all. Change has to come from within. You can have experiences that can trigger moments for you to change. You can have experiences and people come in your life and people come and go, and you realize, man, maybe I should start to do anything. Those experiences are just triggers. Those experiences are just kind of like kicks in the butt to try and get you to change. But at the end of the day, you could keep getting kicked in the butt by life over and over and over again, and you still won't change, because it's not the physical experiences, it's not the external reality that makes us change. It has to come from within. You have to start by changing the way you think within. For example, you will never see the life you want to live if you're still doing the same things now, because 9 times out of 10 times out of 10, our best selves are not the version who we are today. At one point in time, maybe a few years ago, who you are today was your best self. But you have to keep moving, and let me not say keep moving and never rest. Allow yourself to rest. Sometimes when it feels too much, when the pressure feels too much, take a minute and just disconnect. And a lot of us think resting means just disconnecting and going back into our old habits. No, resting means not going back into your old habits, but resting where you are, taking a break from everything, maybe getting outside in some fresh air, move your body, just take care of your physical self, so that way you can feel better mentally, and so that way you are recharged for the next day. Resting doesn't mean sleeping all day because you feel exhausted. All that's doing, and here's the thing about that, I've been wanting to touch on this for a few videos now. I feel like I'm getting off topic from the main point of the video, but I'm gonna tie it back together. Just hold on. So a lot of us, when we are, because one thing I've been always saying, your body is the first part of your being to pick up on what your soul already knows for sure. Your soul already knows the truth. Your soul already knows the answer. Your soul already knows the path you're meant to go down. Your soul already knows everything is working out for you. Your soul knows whatever God is guiding you down, okay? Your soul is always in communication with God, because your soul is a piece of God. Okay, so your soul already knows that everything happening in your life is meant for you. And so when you reach a point in your life where you are starting to, when you've been doing good and you've been staying disciplined, focused on God and doing the right things, walking down the right path, keeping your feet straight, eventually, because you're not used to it, eventually you'll start to feel a little worn out. So throughout that process of you getting better and making progress each day, you're strengthening yourself. Even when working out, you gotta take a break sometimes. You can't just keep going even when your muscles are feeling like they on fire. You have to rest at that point, you understand? So what I'm saying with all of that is, your body is gonna pick up on the fact that you need to rest. Your soul is telling you, all right, we need to take a break now. And you'll start to feel that in your body. Your body is picking up on that energy saying, man, I feel drained. Man, I feel tired. That's how it's going to feel physically, because we pick up on our intuition with physical sensations through our emotions and everything like that. And so if you are taking in that intuitive feeling when you feel so tired, if you got a good decent amount of sleep last night and throughout the day you're still feeling drained and exhausted, then that's how you know for a fact it's not that you're sleepy, it's because you're low on energy, which is a whole nother type of thing. Okay, you sure, your brain is fully rested and everything, but your energy, your spiritual energy, is low. Okay, so you got to take a break with that. How you recharge your energy? Laugh, dance. A lot of people, they get it misconstrued. They feel like because they're low on energy spiritually, that means they gotta sleep. But in reality, all you're doing is prolonging your recharge process, because you're not doing anything. But in order to charge your energy up spiritually, you gotta do something. But you're not doing it if you're sleeping all the time. So what you gotta do is you got to get up and you got to move your body. I'm telling y'all, movement makes the body, it does wonders for the body. I say this all the time, man. The body has over 600 something muscles. So you're crazy if you think we're not meant to move. You're crazy if you think that movement doesn't add any significance to our life. Get up and take a walk. Get up and just dance. Put on some music and dance, man. Do something. Clean your house to refresh you or something like that. You can't be trying to wait for the motivation to come, because motivation is a fleeting thing. It'll come and it'll go. What you need to do is discipline yourself. When you feel low on energy, you need to discipline yourself. Not wait for motivation. Not wait to see a video of somebody cleaning their house and be like, let me get up and clean. Not wait to see a video of somebody dancing or working out and like, let me get up and dance and work out. No. You've got to do that yourself. You've got to push yourself to do that. If you constantly think about that for a second, if you waiting your whole entire life for somebody to just come and give you motivation, you will be so far behind the game. You will be so far behind the game. Everybody, and I understand everybody is on a different paths, but you slowing yourself down at that point if you're waiting for motivation to come. Sometimes you can't wait for that motivation. You gotta just get up and do it, and then it'll become a habit, and you won't have to wait on the motivation anymore. So it's up to you. Do you want to choose discipline, or do you want to choose motivation? But back to the topic of the video, you have to let go of the expectation, let go of the belief that other people are going to treat you the way that you treat them. And on top of that, how somebody else treats you is a reflection of what they have going on inside. Because just like I said about the computer thing, whatever, the computer is only going to display what's going on within, okay? You cannot force the computer to display the correct information if something is wrong with the computer internally. You cannot expect the computer to move fast and work quickly if it has tons of viruses. You understand? There's nothing you can do about that, because that's an internal hardware problem with the computer. So how somebody is treating you, if you want to take that personally, you go ahead and you do that, and you're gonna deal with the swords that they've thrown at you with their words. You understand? Because if you understand that anything crazy, not even crazy, it could be good things, but anything and everything that somebody says out of their mouth to you, don't take it personally. Because anytime you take something personally, you're either inflating or deflating your ego. You're either supercharging your self-esteem, or you are draining your self-esteem. If somebody comes to you and like the whole time you're at the grocery store, people are telling you you look good, and you start to take that personally, then you let it get to your head, and then you adopt that as a egoic pattern. Your ego adopts that, and that's why you need to pay attention, and you need to stand guard of your mind, because it's not about what they say to you. It's observing their words and tying that into who they are. You understand? I hope that really does make sense, because if I go to you and I tell you, you look a mess in that sweater, you're gonna be like, if you take that personally, that's on you, and most likely you're never gonna wear that sweater again. Because why did you take something? I don't even know you, and if I did, why are you taking it personally? What that should tell you, if somebody came up to you and said that, what that should tell you is people are insecure in their own sense of style. Some people couldn't dare to be different. You understand? Some people like all of a sudden being different is a crime. All of a sudden being different is illegal. All of a sudden you get sentenced to life in prison for being different. Nah, excuse me. Sorry, kitty. I'm sorry, kitty. Now I'm venting, because my whole life I have been different. I'm hurting myself. I'm sorry. I forgive myself. All my life I have been different, and excuse me for daring to be myself. Excuse me for daring to be the blue flower in a field of red flowers. Excuse me. No, cause I didn't mean to. I was born that way. Just because matter of fact, excuse me for being the blue flower in a field of white flowers. Just because all of you flowers has been bleached and been made white, excuse me for not allowing myself to be bleached. Excuse me for trying to paint myself white, because I wasn't gonna bleach myself. Excuse me for trying to paint myself white to fit in with the rest of the white flowers. But I'm glad I've accepted the fact that I'm a blue flower, and you have to do that as well. You have to understand that some people won't just be able to understand why you do the things you do. Some people won't be able to comprehend why you are who you are. Some people won't be able to get that, and you have to understand that, and you have to know that, and you have to really burn that into your brain whenever somebody just can't get it. When you are constantly trying to, matter of fact, and that's another thing, stop trying to explain yourself. That's what I started the video saying. Stop trying to explain to these folks, stop trying to explain to these bleached flowers why you are the way you are. Stop. Because when you finally let go of that and you just surrender to where you are, you just surrender. You know, it's a saying out there that's like, when you are a smart person surrounded by a bunch of fools, you'll feel like the fool. You're gonna feel like the dumb one. You understand? But when you are a fool surrounded by a bunch of smart people, you become enlightened. You understand? And that's why they say in the Bible, remove the one among you who's wicked. You understand? Because then you could be tainted like that. You understand? Anyways, what I'm saying with that is, when you are the one who stands alone, they make you feel like it's illegal for you to exist. They make you feel like you committed a crime for being alive, and that's not right, man. And I part of that is personal. I'm gonna be real. Part of that is personal, but the message still applies. I'm gonna just be real, for real. But the message still applies to the video. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I mean? But one thing you have to know, and one thing you have to understand, do not allow yourself to be turned into a fool. Do not succumb to those who are not able to understand you just because you stand alone. I would rather you stand alone in your whole entirety, rather than stripping yourself down, rather than dimming your light, rather than watering yourself down to fit in with those who you are not meant to fit in. You understand? Because if you were meant to fit in with them, you would have just been accepted easily. You wouldn't have been outcasted. You wouldn't have been castricized, whatever the word is. Castrated. I don't think that's the right word. Anyways, you get what I mean, though. You wouldn't have been rejected by the people who you were meant to fit in. But at the end of the day, even if folks reject you, even if people are not able to understand the level that you are at, still continue to treat people as a high vibrational version of you would be treating people. Still continue to treat people like you would treat yourself. And I pray to God that you are treating yourself amazingly and showing yourself so much love. Show yourself the amount of love that God shows you every day. Even though we are all sinners, show yourself the amount of love He shows us sinners. The fact that He's not wiping us out, even though He's disgusted by the sinful behavior of the human beings on the planet. I did my Bible study today, y'all. I was kind of sad to hear that before He sent that great flood, He was talking about how He was heartbroken. The Lord said He was heartbroken and sorry that He created human beings because they are so, dang, it's making me feel bad for God, but I know He's mighty. But He was like, He was heartbroken and sorry that He created human beings because they were being completely evil, and He felt bad. That's why He sent the flood in the first place. And that's why Jesus is gonna come again, because now that He just, you know what I mean, Jesus gave His life to save us, and then we still out here sinning. You understand? So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. But continue to be good, man. Continue to treat people the way you deserve to be treated. You understand? Because one thing about it, two things for sure. The energy that you send out, if you are consistently sending out love, if you are consistently sending out positivity, that will make its way back to you. You have to understand that. It's not like it's going to be instantaneous. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But one thing you have to know for sure is to lean on God and trust in Him wholeheartedly, and not lean on your own understanding of how things are going to work out. You understand what I mean? Because if you lean on your knowledge is like the size of a pea compared to the galaxy. Your knowledge is like the size of an ant compared to God's, which is like infinite. So lean on the infinite knowledge and the infinite wisdom of the universe, and trust in God that if you have a problem and you deliver your problem to Him, He will give you an answer. We just need to make sure that we are staying true to ourselves, and that's what I was getting at with this whole point. Stay true to yourself. Don't allow somebody, just because people make you feel weird and different, don't succumb to that. Stay true to yourself. Continue to treat others in a positive way, and that will make its way back to you. And let go of the people who you have to constantly be trying to explain yourself to. That goes without saying. I don't care who they are. I don't care if y'all have been friends for 40 days. I'm playing. Not 40 days and 40 nights, but I don't care if y'all been friends for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. I don't care if you're 40 years old and that's been your best friend since preschool. You understand? People outgrow each other, and when you're steady trying to hold on to something that's broken and that doesn't serve you, you're only draining your energy trying to get that person to meet you where you are. You gotta, one thing about you, and I know something about you watching this video, you always be trying to carry those who you love on your back, those who you want to go far with you, because God has a plan for you and He's taking you far. He really is. He has a plan for you, and he is taking you so far. But one thing about you, you like to try and carry those who you really love and those who you hold near and dear to your hearts. You try and carry them on your back. You be like, all right, I think I got space for you on my shoulder. Come here, I can just stand on top of my head or something. Come here, just hold on to my ankle, and I'm gonna drag you there. You understand? What you're doing is you're dragging yourself, holding on to those people, man. You cannot physically take them to the good things in life. They have to get up and they have to walk themselves, because you're just letting them get a free ride, and you're slowing yourself down. And it's not a bad thing to want those who you love to do good, but you have to understand that they are not you. They are not you. They are not able to learn as quickly as you. They are not able to discern, and their intuition is not as strong as your intuition, and that's okay. But you have to let those people go. I understand. Trust me, I understand what it feels like to have to let go of the people who you really don't want to let go of. There are times where I go back to try and I'll drop them in the past, and I keep moving forward, and I'll be like, dang, man, that's my homegirl, man. And so I turn around and go pick her up and start getting dragged again. And then I'll be like, oh man, I'm getting dragged again. So I leave her. Then I keep going, but then I gotta come back, and I'm like, my bad. Just come on. And then, you know what I mean? You have to let go for good and let people go and get it on their own. Just because you went and got it out the mud doesn't mean you gotta share what you got out the mud with everybody else. You gotta leave people in the mud sometimes. Like I said, some people are in that dirt. They're just a seed in the dirt. They don't know what the sunlight feels like. And you are a flower. So you being a super tall flower 6 feet above the ground, and you've got people who you're still associating with who are seeds, you've got to leave those seeds in the dirt so they can grow. You can't be bending yourself over to try and pick the seeds up out of the ground and force them out of the shell. They have to do that on their own time. And then on top of that, some people, and you know deep down in your heart, some of them folks that you're trying to help out really are not worth the energy and the time and the stress and all that rest that you have to be doing. Because one thing I realized, if you find yourself always having to rest and recharge every single day, or consistently, or super duper frequently, there is something that you are attached to that is draining your energy like crazy. If every single day you're like, man, I just rested, and I mean really rested, if you just recharged your energy spiritually, and then the next day you gotta recharge it again, and then so on and so forth every single day, there is something within you. There is something that you are attached to energetically that is draining your energy, and you gotta let that go. It's like having a bunch of tabs open on your computer. Your computer gonna start running like it's ridiculous. Like your computer gonna start running like you ain't just get it 2 days ago, because you got all these tabs open. When you close out all them tabs and you let go of that energy that's draining you, you start to move faster than ever. That is a beautiful example. So you have to understand, what is it really that I'm holding on to, and why am I holding on to these things? I want y'all to answer that, like journal it or something. Like, remember that question, what am I holding on to and why? Because it's beautiful when you figure out what it is that you're holding on to that's draining your energy, but it's amazing and it's healing. It is healing when you figure out why you're holding on to that thing. Because some people are really just energy vampires. Some people that you try to let go of, they will continuously manipulate you into staying attached to them, because some people, their intention might be to keep you down, and other people, they don't mean to keep you down, but they see that your energy is so good. It's like a mosquito to people who have type O blood. I have type O blood, and mosquitoes, they be tearing me up, man. They be tearing me up. That's what it's like. Like, they see that your energy is so good and they just can't get enough, but they know that in order for them to have a permanent spot in your life, y'all have to be at a similar level, because you're not about to be communicating with seeds who don't even know what the sunshine feels like. If you're trying to talk about how good it feels and how warm it is and all these things, and the seed is just in the cold wet dirt, you're just gonna be like, man, why don't you get it? And the seed is like, man, just keep telling me, just keep feeding me these daydreams, so that way, like, they're living vicariously through you. That is what happens when you keep yourself attached to those who you know you have outgrown. It's not even that you're outgrowing, those who you know you have outgrown, because they're just sucking on your energy. They're depleting you. They're siphoning your energy, just like how you siphon gas out of a car. But that's really all that I have for this video. I hope I got everything across, and I hope I got the main message across in this video, which is really just to let go of those things that are draining your energy, because you cannot drag everybody with you. Everybody is not at that level. Some flowers grow faster than others. Some flowers sprout faster than others. Some flowers grow super tall, some don't. It just depends on you and what you believe is possible for you. If you believe that you are going to grow far to the point where you have reached the sky as a flower, and now you're in space and you're still thriving, then that's on you. And you can only, in life, you can only grow how far you believe you can grow. You will only ever get as far as you think you can. If you don't think you can go far, then guess what's gonna happen? You're not gonna go far. If you believe that you can go to other galaxies, you think you can grow so far to you're growing to other galaxies and everything like that, then guess how far you will go. Oh, the places you will go. Oh, the things you will see. Oh, the experiences you will have. You will know what it's like to have your head in the clouds. You will know what it's like to be next to a star. You will know what it's like to see things that people don't believe that they can see, because you can really achieve anything. You have to let go of the expectation. Excuse me, I butchered that word completely. You have to let go of the expectation. I said expectation. But you have to let go of the expectation that things are going to unfold the way you think they will. But one thing you have to understand, that the destination is certain. Whatever you are imagining, however far you're imagining you can go, trust in the Lord that you will go that far. It's just not going to unfold how you think it will, but it is happening. It really is, and I need you to believe that. I really do. Even if you are like the size of a mustard seed. Mustard seeds grow into gigantic trees. Mustard seeds are like, I don't even know, they're like super duper small. Like, so even if you started off as a mustard seed, you have to believe in your potential. You have to believe in your potential, and you have to believe. And I said in my last video, or maybe even a video before that, I said your potential is limitless. So whatever you think your best self is, whatever you think your greatest potential is that you can grow to in life, just know that you can always do better than that. By the time you get close to fulfilling and achieving and manifesting that potential into your reality, whatever that best potential is, you're realizing that your vision, your imagination, it's starting to expand, because along the way on your journey, you're constantly having experiences that is expanding your mind, that is expanding your imagination, because peace and blessings manifest with every lesson learned. So every time you have an experience, every time you learn your lesson, every time you heal, you are expanding the capacity of your mind, which is allowing your best self to become greater and greater. That's the only way you're going to become your best self, is if you're constantly growing. If you stop growing, you'll never know what it's like at the end. If you stop now, you'll never know what it's like for you to, you'll never know what the destination looks like. Don't give up on yourself just because it's not going the way you thought it would be. Just keep going. Just keep persevering. That's it. Some days will be good, some days will be not so pleasant to endure, but that's the whole thing about life, is endurance. How far can you really run? How far will you really go? How far will you really grow? It's all about endurance. How strong can you really get? How much faith do you really have in God? How much faith do you really have in His plan for you? And endure, because the more you endure, the more you experience. The more you experience, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you expand. The more you expand, the more you rise in consciousness. And the more you rise in consciousness, the closer you get to God. And the closer you get to God, the closer you get to God, the more you see exactly how His plan is unfolding for you. And the more you see how His plan is unfolding for you, the more you feel safe. The safer you feel, you feel more safer, and you feel like you're able to relax, because because you don't have to constantly remind yourself that everything is going according to plan, because you will know that. It's not something that you have to write on a note and keep it on the refrigerator. You will already know that. You will have no need for worry. You will have no need for stress. You will have no need for anxiety, because those things, the closer you get to God, those things no longer have a spot in your life. They don't. But I feel like I just needed to say that in there. I really do hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I hope y'all did. I'm not about to, every single video I repeat myself saying that like 10 times, but oh my gosh, I'm about to repeat it again. But I hope, oh my goodness, okay, I'm gonna say it one more time for real, and then I'm not gonna say it no more, for real. But I hope y'all enjoy. Why do I say it that much? Like, I really have to, because I think I just like talking. One thing about me, when I know I enjoyed the video when I don't want to end the video. I know I enjoyed talking about what I was talking about when I don't want to end the video. So deep down inside, subconsciously, I'm stalling. That's what's happening. It's crazy how I just figured that out. I figured out why I keep doing that. You see what I mean? And you got to figure out why, so you can put a stop to it. What I'm realizing is I'm stalling, because and you see how I did all that stalling just to figure out something else to say, because I didn't want to end the video. That's crazy. I'm stalling, and I keep saying that to try and see if anything else is going to pop up for me to say. And in the meantime, in between time, that's when I keep coming up with different things. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video for real, y'all. I'm gonna say this one more time. I really do hope y'all enjoy it. I hope this video tickled your fancy. I hope this video floats your boat, or reeled in your fish, or puffed up your pillow, fluffed up your pillow. You know what I mean? I hope this video made you breakfast or something. It's crazy how you can say any kind of like phrase and it will make sense. You know what I mean? I hope this video made you breakfast. I hope this video put ice in your water. Or if you don't like ice in your water, if you like room temperature, okay, that's my sign. You see I'm getting tongue tied? That's my sign to stop this. Yeah, I gotta stop this video, man. I really do. Oh my gosh. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Until next time, bye friends.